Right guys, welcome back to the PBNP podcast. I'm Waddle, it's Ty.
Yo.
This week we're going to talk a bit, we're just going to have a back to old school, talk about the
General
week
stuff.
and news and what's been going on.
We're going to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, we've got a new setup.
Better
It's
quality.
class.
There's going to be not as much wind audio like, affecting our voices because we did watch the previous one that we did with Aaron, and obviously like lorries and stuff going past because I live on quite a high point of the town I live in, near a main road. It is going to affect the audio, so this might be a little bit better. Just let us know in the comments what you think of the new setup and the audio. So yeah.
So first thing we're going to talk about, because it's close to you, talk about the media and how they've treated Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, sure.
What are your thoughts on the matter at the minute?
So just a bit of context for people who either don't live in the UK or don't follow football. In the UK, our media outlets, so through journalists who do the newspapers. I'm sorry about the cans opening. Journalists who do the newspapers and report on the news and on the TV. They tend to take a negative approach in terms of celebrities and sports stars, which we will come on to later in the podcast, and the effects it has had on celebrities, like in the past even this past year. This Mason Greenwood, who's an 18-year-old footballer who plays for my club, Manchester United, and his friend Phil Foden, who plays for Manchester City. I think he's 18, 19.
Yeah, 19.
Oh no, he's 20. He's 20. Yeah, he's 20. He has a wife and kid. I don't know if it's his wife, but
he's got a partner and a girlfriend and a child.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend and a child on international duty
With England.
Playing for the country.
First call up as well.
Yeah, first call up, but I've got my point of view on that. After their first game that night, they went into the hotel in Iceland and snuck. Were they prostitutes?
No, they were just
clout chasers, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Two younger girls who, obviously, with them being football stars, wanted to get the clout and stuff like that. They snuck them in, and it hasn't been story.
Did they actually sneak? I don't think they snuck them in.
They did. They got caught in the room. Yeah,
Nah.
I don't. It hasn't been publicised what happened when they're there, so they didn't have any. I don't know if they had any sexual intercourse or anything, but they snuck them in the room, and obviously they got caught by one of the England team members. But like I've said, and like it was stated on the video I watched, this wouldn't have been such a big deal if it wasn't for the coronavirus, because they did break coronavirus protocols.
Well, that's the point, though.
Yes,
they're England internationals. It's first call up, and as an England player, you have a duty to be a role model. Don't break these curfews and whatever though these protocols. But like in lockdown, Kyle Walker did it. Jack Grealish did it. They're both in England squad, but they got publicly criticised for it and dealt with, whereas these have done it on the first international call up, and it's just stupid.
It is stupid, but you got to understand they are kids.
They are young. No, I agree with that.
They are kids who are.
Gary Neville was saying that. He said they're the kids and they need dealing with privately.
They do deal with them in private, stick up for them in public.
Yeah.
And that's something that Gareth Southgate, the England manager, hasn't done.
He lacks.
I'll get onto Gareth Southgate in a minute because I've got my thoughts on him. But in terms of Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden, they are young kids, and obviously we're a bit older now. We've been 18. We know what it's like to be like a teenager, early 20s. Things do happen, and you are going to make mistakes. You're not even like your fully formed self yet. You're still finding yourself in terms of being like a grown up, and they are going through their development years in front of the spotlight. And when you said they're meant to be role models, I don't think they are. They're meant to be footballers, and I know kids idolise them, but in the day they aren't role models. Like Wayne Rooney is one of England's best talents. Like he's won everything in the game, but even he had his faults. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo. He's had accusations against him. It is a big deal, but they are young lads. But the bigger thing for me is how the media's treat it and how Gareth Southgate has
dealt with it
in the public.
Yeah, Southgate's he's messed up massively. Like he should, them as kids on the first call up he should be defending them. He should be defending all his players, to be honest. But like he did with Harry Maguire, he did defend him fair well.
But the point is, I think a journalist asked him about his poor tactics in the Iceland game and how England performed. But then he directly went on to the Mason Greenwood Phil Foden thing, like it was that reason, even though it was like a few hours before. He's trying to deflect.
Yeah.
And in terms of that, Man United the past. How long's Mason Greenwood been playing in the first team now?
About a year. This season.
No,
yeah, it's been this season.
No,
yeah, it is.
He came in end of last season. Last game of the season, he made his debut.
Right, so we're saying
this year, Man United have made it their like sole purpose to protect Mason Greenwood in terms of not putting him in a press conference because he's only young, not letting him speak to the media yet because he's still only young. But England, in his first ever call up, send him on into a press conference and he gets plastered about questions about his club captain Harry Maguire, when really it's overshadowing his first cap. And he's a young lad at the end of the day. He's going to like be.
He's had a good season as well.
He's had a very good season, and he's going to be a bit tucked back in terms of like why they're all asking about Harry Maguire. So at the end of the day, if you are intensely following an 18-year-old in his first call up, he is going to make a mistake, and the media have come out and the way. Someone's in trouble. Yeah, so like I just think the way the media are handling it is terrible. It makes
but the media always do.
No, but this, I think you get these people over the years, right? Rooney had it. Marcus Rashford has had it. Sterling's had it. Excluding Rooney, these young black players do get targeted heavily. Sterling got done once for like shopping in Primark. I think Sterling got done from a gun tattoo, but the media didn't know what it represented. I think it represented something to do with his dad being killed, didn't it?
Yeah.
And Mason Green was the next in line to be publicly.
It's just, you know, when you say about the role models thing, I think as an England player, you have that following and you have that expectancy to. You know, in the day, we're in a pandemic and you're doing something like that.
No,
it's stupid.
Yeah.
I know people aren't defending them, like what they've done, and I agree that that what they've done is bad. But Southgate should have handled it a lot better, and instead of thrusting them into that media spot, like yes, they had to apologise. They did apologise, but they should know. Them, especially being brought up in a social media age, should know that is a bad move.
Yeah,
and a really, really bad move. That video makes it even worse.
And not once have I tried saying what they did was right, what they did was wrong, and they should be held accountable for that. And they both have been punished by their individual clubs, and they got sent home for England. That's enough of punishment as it is. But the fact of the matter is, ever since then, the media's been out for Mason Greenwood in terms of trying to find out things he's done in the past to try and bring him down. They
shouldn't be bringing that. He's 15. He's in nitrous oxide and hailing.
Yeah, but they branded it hippie crack.
I know they are. It's stupid bringing that up when he was 15. He's a kid. He's still a kid, and you're bringing that up now. It's stupid. It's
like
they're trying to destroy a career, even though
he hasn't even started yet.
He hasn't even started.
What I get, it's hypocrisy, because it turns out they are English journalists and they are setting up probably one of, if not the brightest young striker they've got in the English thing at the moment to fail. I don't get it, because he's a young lad. He's had a really good season, and I always say if Marcus Rashford, another Man United player, was at that England camp, that would not have happened, because you look at how he is. He takes Mason under his wing when he's at United. Obviously he didn't come because he had an injury, but he obviously is around Phil Foden, who there's always been whimers around that he is quite a bit of a troublemaker in terms of like where his upbringing is from stuff. But yeah, I think it is. If Marcus Rashford were there, I don't think that'd have happened, because I think he'd have been with Mason. But still, the thing of him bringing up about the balloons and the nitrous oxide just isn't relevant. It isn't relevant.
He's a kid, and
the fact they're branding it hippie crack, and they're just constantly publicising shit, and it's just to bring him down. And Gary Neville said it the other day. We got the headline about him in England, but now it's starting to feel slightly uncomfortable in terms of like it's borderline racism in terms of the way they brand what they're doing, the way they're targeting him. Because I said to you earlier, I was looking through that, and underneath it there was a story about Phil Foden, the guy who was caught in Iceland with his friend, and it was just saying, Manchester City and England star Phil Foden's girlfriend's going to stay with him. But above that, Mason Greenwood, Man United, I don't know, is it? I forgot what they branded him. Man United outcast or something like that. Doing hippie crack. It just doesn't add up, and it's just not a balanced argument for me. And I think it's borderline racism, like I said.
No, I do agree with you. And like, did you hear the rumours about because obviously from that Jack Grealish got to come on for England.
Yeah.
And Southgate wasn't really like, when he was asked about how well he did, he deferred it to other players and how well they'd done instead. He's saying that apparently Jack Grealish might have had something to do with them potentially involved, but I don't know. The thing is, he's passed. It wouldn't surprise me, but
Well,
I don't want to think that.
He got caught doing nights outside, didn't he, in Cyprus or something?
He's a moron. He does everything. Him.
Yeah, and he was out during lockdown. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he's set something up. But still, man, you're there to play football.
Yeah, and represent your country at the end of the day.
And if someone's asking you about how a player performed, no matter what they've done behind the scenes, that doesn't even need to be public. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and you just praise him, but instead he just deflected. And that's why I think Gareth Southgate, right, he lives off this semi-final in the World Cup, right? Which, what was it? Panama, Colombia,
Colombia in the shootout, yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Sweden.
Panama, Colombia, Sweden, but there was another easy team, wasn't there?
In our group. We had Belgium in our group.
But we didn't play them till after we'd already been knocked.
No, we had them in our group as well as playing them later.
I can't remember. We got knocked out by Croatia, didn't we, really?
Yeah.
And every time England come up against a decent side, Denmark are a decent side, we struggle.
Yeah.
And Gareth Southgate lives after that run in the World Cup.
He's hanging on.
Adam McCullough said it. I think if this lockdown didn't have happened, then this Euros would have been. I think Southgate would have been out of a job.
Yeah.
I think we'd have been knocked out of the Euros because his tactics.
His tactics are, but I think the players might have carried us a little bit.
Yeah, but there's only certain things players can do. You've got to play the players to let them carry you. Yeah. And I think if you're playing 3 defensive midfielders, there's no creativity in the team. When you've got players like Jack Grealish, James Maddison, he's coming fit now. You've got Phil Foden. I know he's a little prick, but you've got all these creative talents. Jadon Sancho, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Taking him off at half time. Well, not half time, like 70th minute. You know what I mean? It's not right.
We've got world class talent on his hands, and he's managed.
He's wasting.
He's wasting and messing it up.
It feels like the golden generation part 2. You know what I mean? Wasting these world class talents, and we're not winning anything.
If that happens, we're buggered.
We are buggered. It's out of order, man.
Yeah. Well, move on from football. Talk about the new.
We don't apologise for talking too much about football. It's what we love.
We do love it.
Leave a like.
What about these new restrictions then? Which I'm like, for fuck's sake.
I understand what he's trying to do.
Contact pause.
We're not pausing. This is staying.
No, it's not.
It is staying.
It's been bugging me to adjust this for ages. It keeps falling.
My podcast is raw, baby. Sorry, listen, none of them saying that.
Never. Oh shit.
So guys, how are you? Obviously this new equipment is new for all of us, so as you can see, Waddle is struggling.
I'm not struggling, it's just been annoying me, it keeps slipping.
You don't get this on Joe Rogan.
He's got a new setup.
He has.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? We'll get onto that. Well, I've got something else about the podcast later on, but go on, carry on. The new restrictions. The restrictions,
it's changed from us being, well, I can't remember. It were kind of like we were really unlimited, weren't it? It weren't too bad.
What it was, you could meet anyone outside, but you could only meet 2 households inside. But now you can only meet 6 people, and he's tried glorifying it by saying you can meet 6 people from 6 different households, but it's only 6 people you can meet.
And children are still classed as one of the 6, aren't they? They said. Yeah,
children are meant to be like the carriers of this.
Yeah.
And he's letting schools go ahead.
Yeah, I think I said this before. I think schools, pubs and stuff and restaurants will shut before schools do. Even though
he's threatened that already.
Schools are the worst. There've been so many outbreaks and year groups sent home.
Yeah.
Since the schools have opened again, it's ridiculous. Like. What? It's the word. It's like, I know it's like a lot of people won't be able to deal with this pandemic, and I get it. It's difficult, but he's making some of the worst decisions he's made. Either put us into a total lockdown or just leave it, because we're gonna have to learn to live with this now.
You look at Italy, don't you? They were like the highest.
Yeah.
There was, and I think they got it a bit before we did, and I won't say they've got rid of it, but they're on the better side of it now. And because
a lot of countries are.
Yeah, because our governments don't know what to do because they didn't plan for it. I wouldn't say we're kind of stuck with it, but we're like, it's going to go in a cycle. In a few weeks you'll go, right, the rules are restricted. Then again, in the winter, when the cases will rise because it's colder weather, he'll do it again. And I've got a controversial take on the coronavirus. I don't want to go into it. It is dangerous, and I do respect that it has killed a lot of people. But you got to understand, like, most of the people who has been recording as dead didn't all die from coronavirus.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of misleading numbers.
Which the government had the cheek to come out and say they have been doing that. Like, I think I know someone whose dad died of cancer, but he had coronavirus and they put it down as coronavirus. Yeah. So it's like, what?
Well, there were a guy.
So that's like trying to scare us.
A guy who I knew, he had corona, and he was actually improving from it. He was recovering quite well, and then he got ill again, and then he had a heart attack which finished him off. So he had corona to start with, but the heart attack finished him and they put it down as corona. I'm like, you can't really say that when the heart attack, killed him, and you can't really put that down as corona. A family that
that's my uncle.
Yeah, he tried to come in before. What do you call it? I can't remember who it was. I heard it from someone saying like that one of their family members died of something that weren't even corona. I can't remember what it were, and they said, "Can you put it down as corona?" Like, how is that a thing?
It's making it worse because
it is.
We could be improving, but more people are dying, and then some of them aren't even dying of coronavirus. So it's like,
the thing is, the numbers are going up massively now, and we're getting local lockdowns, and it's just before long, I reckon we will get put into a curfewed lockdown again. Yeah. Like people will still be allowed to go out and stuff, but it will be more like we're 10 at night till 5 in the morning. You're not allowed out. Yeah, like, we will unless you're on a night shift at work, like in factories and stuff. It will. That's how it will go.
It's gonna proper affect the economy and like
massively.
There's businesses that went into furlough, which aren't going to open back up. A lot of pubs and clubs, and a lot of local businesses, small ones like shops, are going to affect this. And Boris keeps saying that we are getting closer to be on the better side of it, but he's been saying this for 6 months now. It's getting a bit tedious.
Like you said, we're getting towards winter. It will get worse.
That's what I mean. And like for us, younger people, controversial and as it is, it's not going to affect us as much. And
we've got a better chance of battling it.
Well, it's been. They say on the news it is basically the flu. Yeah. It is the flu, but the flu also kills older people. So why aren't we? This is going to be here forever now. So I don't. They need to.
Like we need to learn to live with it.
Adapt.
And I've said that, because if it's like what we're using. It's herd
immunity.
Herd immunity. That's one. Like it will. That's how it will be.
Bodies will learn to like deal with it better.
Yeah. We need to go back to some sort of normality.
We can't do that forever because like
we can't afford to.
No, we can't. And Boris will have to make a decision at some point.
Boris has already said we're not going to go back on furlough. No, he's not going to restart the furlough scheme like it were before. So what are you going to do?
You look at these people who have kids who are off work, who aren't getting paid, can't look after the kids. And then I think one MP said don't have kids if you can't afford them. But people have had kids before this, so it's like I don't understand. It's
stupid.
It is very stupid.
But it's just. Like I said, I don't envy him. It's difficult, but you need to think about. You need to have some sort of strategy because it doesn't seem like he has one. Like other countries, we were the last to act, which should realistically mean that we watch what they do and see how they go, and then by the end of it, we should have like not the perfect plan, but some sort of plan of like a decent plan to act on certain things that happen. Reactions to certain ways of changing. But he hasn't. He's not done anything. He's an absolute moron.
I just think he's worried. Like he's worried that we're all gonna get infected. He's worried. I don't understand. Like I know people are dying from it, and I'm not taking it lightly. People have died literally from coronavirus. But again, they've also got underlying health issues.
Yeah, and we can't afford to live like this.
We can't. And I'm not saying get back to normal. Fucking fuck the people who are not immune to it, but obviously I think there should be precautions put in place for them people, obviously. So like there's hand stations everywhere. It should be like we are never going to go back to the way we were. Social distancing will be a thing now for quite a long time, and it will be like the fact of like staying in your own little groups, and that is.
I'd like to think that we specifically like our age group will outlive this.
Yeah, it will, but I just hope now for the next 10 years we aren't doing meetings from further distance and Zoom calls. Because the point is, people do the best business and stuff in face-to-face contact.
Everyone needs a bit of interaction, don't they? Face-to-face interaction. Like you can't. Everyone will go mental if you don't. Some people. Like I've got a woman who I work with. Her mum's very. I think she might have a couple of health problems, but she's so precautious with the way she is. Like her brother come down from, he lives somewhere a bit away, and he come down and she had him in the house, and her mum she said she felt really uncomfortable, like your own son being in the house.
Yeah.
What? Like how can you, like I get it, I kind of get it, but it's like, how does that make any sense?
No.
Like we need to learn to live with this. That's what we're gonna have to do to get
people
somewhat get over it.
People are living on edge, and
it's not good.
It's not good. It's not healthy, and you need to have that sense of freedom. And
society's crumbling.
It really is. These past 6 months have been. I'd say they've been good in some aspects. But you get obviously you get.
We talked about it a lot, haven't we? How we have like
you can better yourself.
But it gets to a point where you need to move on and
need to apply what you've learned and apply it to life and learn on. But at the minute you can't do that because life isn't back to normal yet, and things are still. They're better than they were back in March. But the fact that because we couldn't do this in March, we had to do it over Skype and Zoom. But the fact of the matter is, it's still not good enough. Like when I go back to uni, I start uni on Monday. You're still online. You don't get that same thing of online because when you're in a class and when you're in your lecture, you get everything better and you sense it, you feel it. Where online, it's just a bit go and do that and then come back to me. It's not the same learning strategy. You're not getting the best out of what you paid for.
Exactly.
Doing that.
Like I know a lot of people are complaining about going back to uni, and they play like people saying like, what am I paying, like, you know, like 6 to 9 grand for like nothing. Like they're not learning anything. They're not. A lot of unis aren't even ready. Like I've heard a lot of people don't have the time schedules yet, and all their class times and stuff. It's like,
well, I've got mine, but apparently the strategy is hopefully get back into the classroom for April. That's a long time.
Yeah. Like that's what is that? Nearly a full uni year.
It's 8 months.
That is a uni year, isn't it? Because you start in what, September, October,
finish in May,
and
or
you
June.
finish in well, there you go. That's nearly a full year.
There's actually no point because by the time you get back, it's a month or two left.
Yeah.
So
the problem is there's too many people in too many people in unis, but you need to now.
But I said before that you should always have the small classes in and the bigger classes online, or in a bigger hall away and distance, because you can't keep this online. I get you can do some things, but you can't do it forever because you're not, like I said to you a minute ago, you're not getting the best of what you paid for.
To be fair, it's like you got to, some aspects, some of them, like the ones where you're getting your lectures and stuff, you can, because at the end of the day, all you do is you do ask questions at the end, but at the end of the day, you're listening a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with having it on a call.
No.
Although it sometimes is difficult for people to get on calls, and that's not, you know, not fair on some people.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people have that. Not everyone has that ability to. Like even people at uni don't have. Not everyone has a laptop.
No.
You know, they can't. Not everyone can afford stuff like that.
That's where the government should step in then.
Yeah.
If you are forcing us to study from home, then provide our unis to give out laptops for the students.
But that's where it comes. Like we're in a lot of debt as a country.
Oh.
And you can, like, I do wonder sometimes where this money comes from. Like they managed to get. It's stupid.
It is.
But I do feel for people. I'm glad I'm not at uni because it'd just be a massive headache. Like this would be. Like I've got mates going into last year's uni and they're like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?"
Yeah.
It's difficult for them, and I do feel for them because you've you know, if you ended up
stressful.
If this ends up being your last year and you fail because of stuff like this, it's no one's fault. Something like this coming around apart from
See, like last year, GCSEs they give you the predicted grades, didn't they? I think
it's the biggest percentage of improvement in pass rate in history.
Because most people, that's why I wish I did that in school, because I got good grades in my mocks. That's because there's no pressure on you. But obviously in exams, there's tons of pressure on you.
A lot of people crumble. You with your maths, you crumbled in your.
I'm bad in exams. Yeah. That's why I prefer coursework, because you can.
But that's a lot of why I passed my what did I get? I got science, IT, and geography.
Yeah.
My coursework, I slammed out my coursework for I think I got an A on my coursework for most of them, like an A or a B, and that pulled me through. Yeah. Even though like my exams are alright, but I don't mind them. You know, I'm quite chilled out compared to a lot of people. But think about how many people fail just crumbling in them exams, and even though they're really smart people, like I feel like. You know, like teachers can tell. Teachers are the best judges of how intelligent a kid is. Exams aren't. Yeah, exams are nowhere near it, which is why I think I do think them pass rates were a lot more accurate than what we've had before. So it's it is a good thing. But I do feel for uni students at the minute.
Uni's different though. You can't just predict a grade
because you have to do like dissertations and you know all that. Like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Which you can't judge that. You really can't.
No, you can't. And it's so I have no idea going into this year. I'm going in blind like most students are. It's going to be difficult this year. It's going to be stressful. Like we've all got a lot of things on our plate, and you've got to balance everything out. And
is yours a 2-year course or a 3?
3. I'm in my 2nd year now.
So you still got another year, I suppose, but it's still stressful.
But there's always that risk of it. Where we're going to have another year of this, and if it's another year of this, now I've got to write my dissertation.
I think if a year from now we don't have some sort of treatment for it, I would be very surprised.
Worried, yeah.
I'll be very worried. Yeah.
They said the vaccine isn't going to get rid of it.
It were from the start. They said about 18 months. So hopefully a year from now we'd hopefully see some sort of vaccine or treatment for it. But you never know, because these things like I know it's a big one, but cancer we've been dealing with cancer for such a long time. We've had so much research and we still haven't found a proper cure for it. You know what I mean?
Might be conspiracy theory, but I think we have. I just don't think we've released it. There's no way you can have cancer for that amount of time.
That's a huge conspiracy theory.
I watch a lot of Joe Rogan, so
yeah, that's a discussion for another time. That Jesus Christ.
I think we have, but we just haven't released it yet to the world. Like, for example, I'm only going to say this: you get a lot of celebrities. Hugh Jackman, for example, he's had skin cancer about 5 times, and he's recovered from it. So,
some people just have the genetics, though, don't they?
They do, but I think, you get people like the royal family; they're still alive and stuff like that. And I think they get pumped with mad shit.
I kind of agree with that one.
I think they are a walking radiation bombs.
But what was that other thing you wanted to talk about? You said earlier you wanted to talk about something else.
Podcasts.
What, Joe Rogan?
And yeah, because he got bought by Spotify, hasn't
he? He was the first one to get the deal, yeah, and Jack Mates also got the deal. That's really impressive, that.
Yeah.
Like, I really like. Do you listen to him or?
I listen to Jack Mate, yeah.
Yeah, I think I haven't finished it yet. But I was listening to his like open and honest, quite like his podcast partner Stevie. We like interviewed him like
Stevie,
back.
wait.
They were interviewing him back, and he was saying he said he just answered these open honestly. We were talking a lot about his family, and I thought that's fair brave to talk about your family online quite open like that.
Yeah.
But he weren't going into detail obviously too much. But I thought fair play. Like he's obviously quite a big podcast, and he's talking so openly about that. That's brave.
I'm surprised True Geordie or Joe Well haven't been bought out yet.
Too controversial, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I was gonna say Jack Mate is, but I'm saying his channel
nowhere near. No, nowhere near. Because like True Geordie's had his problems, but he's built himself back up. Like his rebuild with Gymshark.
It's a good one.
That's so impressive. To be fair, but it's one of them brands that you get on board with stuff like that, like progression.
I don't like Gymshark, so.
Okay.
Saying that when Gymshark shocks, but I don't like. I don't like Gymshark. I don't like what they stand for.
Okay.
I don't. I respect the guy who made it. He created it.
Yeah.
Ben guy. He did it all himself. He started with a small business and he just grew it.
That's the thing I like. I like listening to the behind the scenes and where they've come from.
But the mistake they made is they've gone very corporate.
There's nothing wrong with going.
There isn't. But when you get these business people who start to run your company, who start to promote ads that aren't like.
When you're as big, to be fair, when you're as big as they are, you're earning so much money. I don't think you can complain. You can. What's the word? You can't argue with the way they've gone about things.
Well, you can't, because they are a successful gym apparel business, and you can't knock what they've done. But these times, I just don't think they put across they stand for one thing, but I don't think they do. Like there was a.
Do you want to give an example?
There was a campaign, not a campaign. There was an advert out the other day about one of the new leggings, and it was like a split screen thing of like a woman in leggings, and then it was like. The other side was her with the belly out from the leggings, and it was saying, "Oh, you can wear." They were pointing it out as like, "Oh, you can wear it no matter what body type."
What's that as well, yeah.
But I watched this guy, and he does business and stuff, and he said that the way they've done it is clever, but they've done it in terms of like, these leggings will hide your belly in that way, and
yeah, I know what you mean. They make it sound like it's like gonna solve.
There's been a lot of things like that with Gymshark in the past, and. I respect what they've done and the way they've picked up in the last year or two. They've picked up a lot of influencers, and
I'm gonna say they were a guy. Well, they obviously picked up
Bazinga and True Geordie recently.
Yeah, but also there were a guy on Twitter. I can't remember his name. He weren't like this big guy, but he was a gamer. What is he called now? He was like an old school gamer, and he said like he put a tweet out saying like just signed my deal with Gymshark. Like, I'm a Gymshark athlete now. Like not the biggest guy, but want to say like you can still be fit and healthy whilst gaming. And I thought that's a really clever like they're plucking people from all walks of life. I think it's a really good like
because then you get into all
representative because you've got like True Geordie, like you call him powerlifter, wouldn't you? More
powerlifter is a podcaster.
Yeah, like he's different.
Yeah.
You know, he's very different from anyone else. You got Ethan, who's obviously like massive. You've got this gamer guy. You've also got your big like gym influencers and stuff like that. You've got all sorts of people. It's mental, like the people they're picking up.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
I mean, we all know where my affiliates lie.
Yeah.
With Alpha Elite. And
obsessed.
I'm not obsessed. I just love what they stand for.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough though.
Like, they are about bettering yourself, and the guy who runs it, Christian Guzman, go check out his channel. He used to be a Gymshark athlete, and then he left Gymshark. He still obviously keeps in touch with like the influencers, but I think there was something more there to why he left. But
there's always something more to why people leave.
There is, and I think obviously there was an accumulation of that he was starting his own company, and all that other thing.
Because like when you're so involved with someone early on, like a brand like them early on, and you see how they've done things, like say them growing a business, you want to do it yourself.
But he's openly come out and said I was there. It was a good first thing for me, and I learnt a lot in terms of materials and weight and like the way they product and pluck all the materials for their clothing. But I just think, like the way he runs his business, yes, you could argue that now they are getting to a certain point, they are getting more, I won't say corporate, but more professional. But you've still got his YouTube channel to refer you back to, like, oh, he's still the normal down-to-earth guy. But yeah, that's why I don't like Gymshark. I just think they are very corporate and they are a bit snidey in terms of what they stand for.
One thing I will say though is, like you say, like this is like he's still a normal guy and all this lot. No one when they get that big will still remain like the same. I'm just saying, no one will be the same. On camera they might seem it, but you know what I mean. They'll never be the same as they were before. No,
they won't. Because obviously, I agree, but I don't think everyone's changed by money in a negative way.
Oh no, I agree with that.
And if you've watched him and you've watched people who's met him and you meet his closest friends and you know people who know him, they all say he's probably one of the most genuine guys in the industry. And I'm not saying like, oh, he yaks like a working class man, because he probably doesn't anymore. But the fact of the matter is, if you're genuine,
camera's turned off. Don't know how long that's been off for, but
we'll
stick a picture.
We apologise if it's been like 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm so close. I'll stick a picture up, but if it hasn't, I'll just cut. Alright, yeah, whatever. So we were talking about money and how it changes.
Yeah, I don't like it does change some people. Of course it does.
But I think
like True Geordie's a really good example. Did you watch when he went in depth about how he like his cars and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
But again, not everyone's like that. He's like
I don't even think he actually is like that.
No, but I think
it affected him.
Yeah, but he's always been an extremist.
Oh yeah, he is. Of course he is.
He's always but the way but I can always like the Christian Guzman when he was younger. He's had money since he was about 22, 23 now because of his business. And even he used to like impulsive buy cars and stuff. But he was never a dick about it. He said he'd always like work his arse off and stuff like that, and that's fine. But when I meant changing people, I didn't mean, all I mean is not everyone becomes a penis with money. You know what I mean?
So, I do agree. It's like me personally, like I always
it's all about your upbringing.
You are?
It's all about your upbringing.
It is. Like, it's a weird one. Like me, if I might as well talk about personally. When I growing up, we didn't have a load of money. Like there's been Christmas where I remember one Christmas me and Mum were really struggling. I think it was the first Christmas after my mum and dad split up. We moved out, new house. She were really struggling, and we won like like £500 on Irish lottery, and that genuinely paid for our Christmas. And we were so I remember we were just. Like it's the only moment where I've ever like we literally went to Bucky's, we come on with this wad of 20s and we were rolling around on the floor. We were so happy. Like that genuinely is one of the best memories I have, because it just made it such a good Christmas. Like, it just, even the little things, it just got us a few presents each, and it was just a nice time. But like, so I've always valued money a lot more growing up. But I'd say I've been quite lucky growing up, as in like when my mum met my stepdad, we've always been alright financially. We've never struggled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like there's other people that I've like been mates with who really struggle. Like I don't know how you were growing up, but me like I said, but I've never been able to save. That's a weird thing. When I always get like birthday money or anything, it's just gone.
Yeah.
I always get something. I can never save it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're like.
Growing up, I'm not gonna chat shit. We did struggle for money, but I've always got everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Off my grandparents. I've got in debt with my mum about my mum before, but obviously I lived with my mum. We didn't have a lot. Obviously, growing up, we lived in a council house. We didn't have a lot. But obviously, my grandma and granddad brought me up as well. They always made sure I was sorted.
Yeah.
But we were never like minted. We were always skint. But as a kid,
grandparents always make sure they
but as a kid, they always made sure, because we were skint, that me and my cousin, we always had what we needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of money, as my teenage years, I was very impulsive for money.
Yeah.
I'd buy anything.
But
as I'm getting older, I'm starting to be a bit more appreciative about money. Understanding that it doesn't grow on trees.
Put it in the right areas, don't you?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a bit more like that. Like I buy and when I was young, I never used to buy I was never like teenager. You buy clothes, don't you? Usually, you buy clothes, shoes, stuff like that, trainers, whatever. I never did that.
No.
I was always like, because I was quite introverted. I never needed many. I never wanted nice clothes. I just like got the basic shit, cheap shit, and then like I don't know, buy a few games and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Sweets when I was younger.
Sweets.
Yeah. Remember oh my god, I used to be looking back on it, I used to be a rat fat cunt. Like seriously, we're bad. We're talking about it over there. When I was with my mates last night, and his sister were like, "What do you get?" She was saying like, "When you went to high school, what did you get from shopping mall?" And I said, well,
everything.
I said I'd go get a sausage butter and then like take a Lucasade or something, and then when I get home I'd go to the same tuck shop and I'd get like loads of penny sweets and stuff and like a chocolate bar, coke and stuff like that, and I was like, bad, it's proper bad. And she was saying like she takes she takes a chocolate bar and like she'll get like a Lucasade and all this, like, and I'm like, stop it, just don't do it.
No,
That's where all my money went.
I was like that in school.
Yeah.
I used to get like milkshakes, big bag of crisp, big bag of chocolate, and that were me.
What did you do at school? At school, did you get anything from school?
Yeah, I'd have that. I'd walk to school with some Pringles or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd eat a chocolate bar. Then I'd do my lessons. I'd have like a bagel, cheese bagel. Did
you have like thumb machines that you put like your money on?
Yeah.
Well, we had that, and I remember I used to get like at lunch 2 cookies, chocolate cookies. I'd get like pasta pot. We had slushies. At break time, I'd get like a cheese panini. I'm just like, how do you like? Looking back, I can't eat that now. I feel sick. Like I just don't understand how.
My dinner was like packed. My granny used to have 4 chicken wraps to eat. I had chips and everything on it. 4 onion rings, chips, like chicken and everything on it. Or I'd have like 3 or 4 pies.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Who ate all the pies?
No, but I also used to sell them as well. So.
Fair play.
So yeah, but I used to.
Do you kids at your school used to get done for selling stuff?
Yeah, you start in year 7. We sell pens. We sell pens.
Pens.
For like 50p.
What if someone forgot the pen?
Because everyone used to get the pens, so we'd always sell them. And then we'd used to go to school, go to the shop on where get like 4 or 5 bags of crisps, get loads of like, and we just sell them like a little tuck shop. But that people did. Then teachers did start to pick up on it though.
I don't see anything wrong with it though. What is wrong with it? It's like entrepreneurial, isn't it? Like kids coming to school. To be fair, when you come in with no books and loads of Lucasade, it is a bit weird. But like, that's all people used to do. It's sell Lucasade for £2, buying them in 6-packs and stuff. Yeah. Like it's fair. Like like clever.
It is entrepreneurial.
But I could never do it. I knew everyone, but I was like, I don't want to approach someone and say, do you want to buy a Lucasade?
the school system's flawed, you know, because like they should be teaching you stuff like how to deal with bills and stuff in their life, and business stuff like how to deal with like business and economics. I know they do business studies, but
it's not properly. It's
not
in depth or anything. Like how to pay taxes.
Yeah. Like I left school. I didn't have any idea how to do with debt or anything. And school's meant to be one of the most important learning experiences of your life, and they don't tell you that.
You should have like life skills. That should be like a class.
Oh, we did have learning.
Get rid of RE.
We did have learning for life.
What's that?
That's what like it was kind of like that, but then I'd talk about like sex education and stuff. And
yeah. See, we had like that once every couple of years. Like on one of them. What were they called? Them days where you do different things. So you'd have sex ed. You do like you watch a film, and then you'd go around doing
sex ed demonstration.
cucumber condom.
Eat it.
The thing is, it actually was something like that.
Yeah,
Not the eating it, but like they come in and make you watch a film, like a short video about sex education,
Porn.
and then make someone roll a fucking Johnny on a fucking cucumber. Like, how's that teaching me anything?
The ironic thing is, my school was very heavily on condoms. Now half my year are all pregnant. Oh, I have kids.
What, at school they were, weren't they?
Get wrapped up, guys.
Thing is, it's the amount of people I know
Yeah,
that have either
true,
got one or two kids. I'm 20, you're 21.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It says quite a lot
Does?
about our society. That. Oh, greenhouse.
Yeah.
Well, like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, it's insane that people are having kids and stuff. But if you want, I can't even say that. You're 20. Why are you having a kid? Or two? It's mental.
I think it's crazy, man. You just I get it. It's nothing wrong with having kids, but the fact having kids
It's
at like
normal
19,
now,
20, 21, you're wasting your life.
It's normal.
Your 20s are meant to be like the best years of your life.
Yeah.
They actually are. The 20s are meant to be the best year of your life, and you're just wasting them.
It's just insane. Like, I could not have I could, I just don't want to have a child at 20. I don't want to have a child till I'm like 26, or like...
I don't want to think about it, to be honest, at the minute.
Fuck that. Little you running around, Jesus Christ.
I want to have done everything I want to do in life before I have a kid.
Really?
Yeah. I want to get all my stuff done in I want to be like, I don't want to have a kid and regret.
I want to be secure before I have a kid.
That's what I mean. I don't want to have a kid and then regret it. I haven't done this yet, because you can't really do them things when you have a kid, because you've got to pay for them and stuff.
You have to look after him as well.
Yeah.
I love how this little tangent started with Jack Mate's deal with Spotify, and we've ended up, I won't want a kid until I'm secure.
Parenting 101. Yes, sir. That's the title.
We'll be on Spotify soon.
God help Spotify. Spotify approaches. Yeah, we like your podcast. We've started taking your parenting tips into our own life.
Number 1 Lancashire podcast.
The Northwest Viral.
What were it on? Who were it? Said the Northeast Viral.
Oh, was it True Jodo Willany?
Willany, yeah. Oh no, it was
That's
True
the VG
Jordan.
Media thing.
Yeah, that was funny. That. Fun times.
Yeah, I mean,
going back around, innit?
Yeah,
Into the B,
well,
into the B.
TikTok.
Yeah.
All these Americans think it's actually about a bee.
I know.
It's not about a bee. It's about me.
It's stupid.
Sophie Aspin.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics now because I want to absolutely spit. But
No, we could get copyrighted.
True.
I don't know if they've copyrighted that song, but they probably have.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's had loads of hits on TikTok, so he's probably getting some profit off it.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean,
because we've proper covered loads today.
They've covered loads, and to be fair, we didn't realise we were recording at one point.
Yeah.
But
I think gone back to good old days. We don't need another person. We just ran, or not even ran.
We do. I think.
Remember the 6ix9ine ran.
We do need we do need guests.
We do. We will get some more guests, definitely.
I mean, I wanted to get Aaron on because he's quite an interesting character, isn't he?
He is an interesting character. He comes across like when we actually sit him down and talk to him about stuff to do with him, he comes out of his shell a bit more, and he has like two sides to him, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he has strange Aaron and he has friendly Aaron.
He's quite watered down on on that last podcast.
He was.
He's quite lucky.
Yeah. Because we're talking about serious topics as well.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird if he started being weird when we talk about LGBT.
He switches, doesn't he? He switches like in his brain. But yeah, we will get some different guests on.
We could talk about before we go about the business.
Could do a little update. We haven't talked about it for a while.
No.
We're close to finally getting somewhere or started. I'd call it getting started, to be honest.
Yeah, it is getting started. We haven't started yet.
When did we? So we went into lockdown 20th of March.
Yeah, March, weren't it?
It was the Monday, weren't it? So it was like 20th for the Friday, 1st, 2nd, 23rd, roughly. We went into lockdown.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and we started doing it in end of April, beginning of May.
Right, we're at end of April. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been since then, and we've just been waiting. And obviously they're coming from America, and things got to get shipped over. And
it were difficult. We realistic looking back at it, we should have gone local. Well, not local, but like in the UK, it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, but the quality might not have been as good.
Yeah, but it's one of them, and it's like we wanted quality, of course we did, but as a starting point, We wanted.
I just think it's takes so long for the COVID stuff.
It does. It's just it's like the communication is more difficult. Like we can't go and see the place. We can't go and meet the people. Like here, we'd be able to do that. Even under COVID, we'd be able to go and do that.
Yeah.
But it's a learning curve for us still, isn't it? Like it's the start of something, and we're learning along the process as well. That was a really nice truck noise.
That wasn't a bomb. But yeah, we are learning, and we are, like I said to people,
it's a journey for us.
Mistakes are going to be made.
Yeah.
And you just got to learn from them. And like in anything in life,
yeah,
you fuck up. So what?
It's a bit of a passion project, isn't it?
Yeah.
For us both, like we need to just once we've got them, which will hopefully be soon, because it's being finalised now. And once we've got them, full steam ahead, and we can have regular updates.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'm hoping to use this platform as an update. Yeah. So the vlogs will stay the same, but the vlogs will be more. Today, I've got a meeting, or today we're going to be packing. But obviously, I started the vlogs to try and get my side of who I am and stuff. And to a point where I've done that, but the vlogs will get better when it's just hard at the minute due to the COVID restrictions, and we get watched when you film in the gym, and
it's so frustrating. Like we're trying this bit, like they have got better where we can spot each other now, we can film, we just have to wear a mask, so it's nothing, is it really? I need to get myself one of them ones you've got, like the black ones, the elasticated ones.
Yeah,
I'm sick of mine. I look like a twat in gym. I just look an idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
but hopefully it is, like I said, people are realising that we still need to move forward, and it's just it were nice to be back for a short time, like somewhat normal, being able to like go to work. Like at work now, I've only wore a mask once at work. Like it is a personal choice they're allowing us, but it's people are getting out more, and like I've noticed people using cash more.
Cash?
Yeah, like that were a big thing. Like really, people were scared to use cash because obviously it's easy. You don't realise how much germs you spread on
of course,
through cash. Like I'd love to know how many people. Like I've got a £5 in my wallet. I'd love to know how many people have touched that £5 note in the last month.
I think the type of people who's touched that £5 note.
Disgusting.
All them simps
like you.
Oh, it reminds me, I'm starting OnlyFans.
What would I be thinking of that?
It's going to be TW's BJ's. Ty and Waddle's B. No. Title in progress.
We're not starting an OnlyFans.
Could be.
It's a good revenue stream.
If the money gets tight, I'll do anything. Spotify, hit me up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I know. Again, like I said, Jackmate to kids to OnlyFans. From Mason Greenwood to OnlyFans. What a topic.
I think that's a good way to end it, to be honest.
It is a good way to end it.
So yeah.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you thought. Give us your thoughts on COVID restrictions, Mason Greenwood, all the lot we've talked about. Even kids, fuck it. Who's got kids? Who wants them?
You save yourself there.
What?
Don't get a comment on kids.
We are
nonsense.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you liked, and if you've got any constructive criticism, be nice, be constructive. Don't be.
We are new.
Don't be mean. But yeah.
Tell us what you thought about this.
Yeah, new setup. Is the audio better? If it's not, like I said, let us know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Au revoir.
Bye. Right, you can go turn it on.